Yes. Okay. So get your stuff together. Get your piano together. Get your keyboard together. Make sure you can hear yourself and hear me because we're going to practice. We're going to go through an entire session of one very slick lick. This very cool 2-5-1 lick, and it's a chordal lick. It's a drop-2 situation. So I've been doing these daily guided practice sessions over on OpenStudioJazz.com with our Piano Access Pass members, and it's really cool because we've been working on these Phillips exercises. These are classical finger independence exercises, and they're just really good for strengthening your fourth fingers, your fifth fingers, all your fingers. And then what they do is you kind of hold a key down with your thumbs or any finger while you play with the other fingers. And so I've designed this drop-2 exercise to be like that. We're going to hold some of our fingers down while we play with our others. And what this does is give us independence of the fingers. What's up, everybody? Man, so great to see all of you here. Give me a shout out where you're from and where you're practicing from today. I hope everybody's safe and staying home and being good, and we're going to get some good work done today. We're going to make some progress here with a very cool thing. So let me bring up exactly what we're going to do. We're going to work on this one lick here. As I said, it's a 2-5-1 lick. And here in the key of C, right, it's got a drop-2. This is really the drop-2 voicing. I'm adding roots. So it's not entirely drop-2, but it has these elements of drop-2, right, of these tenths. Because that's what drop-2 really is. It's a device for tenths. I mean, the Barry Harris model with the diminished chords and everything is super cool. But really what you're doing is giving harmony to a tenths shape. And so that's what this lick aims to do. Right? So just take a minute here and go over this lick. Play it rubato. See if you can get it in your fingers. Notice the half notes. Right? So these first two beats here, I'm holding down D, F, and A, right? And as I'm holding them down, like you would with like a Bach chorale or an invention. And the same thing here. In my left hand, I'm working that third and fourth finger. And then I'm shifting everything down with my right. And in the second bar, right, I'm holding these down while we're playing these tenths. And then we have a big jump here. And I did this on purpose so that we can make a big leap, which just takes a lot of belief that you can make that big leap. You know what I'm saying? But you can. And we need to practice it. If you don't practice these sort of spatial awareness things at the keyboard in the practice room, it's never going to happen on the gig. So you have to. Someone says February drop-2 is nice. Totally. All right. So yeah, so that's the lick. So when we go to that jump in that second bar, right, no sustain pedal. In fact, for this entire exercise, this entire practice session that we're about to have, just tie your foot to the piano bench so that you don't use any sustain pedal, because we want to train our brain to tell our fingers to stay on that key until the very last minute and to have faith that we can make a legato sound and have a legato touch without drowning the sound in the sustain pedal. So this exercise is going to work on two things. First and foremost, it's a 2-5-1 lick, so it's going to be very applicable to any like jazz standard or Great American Songbook standard or anything with lots of 2-5-1s. You can use it anywhere. It also has that drop-2 element of those moving tenths, right? It has some really great inner voice movement, especially here in this G7 to G13 sharp 11 flat 9. I mean, it's outer voice movement too on the top there. And then we're going to train our fingers and our brain to give us more of a legato feel by not using the sustain pedal. So this might not sound, as we practice this, especially at first, like it would if you were going to want to perform it in front of a big group of people. But it's going to help us get there to where we could play something like this without a pedal and have a really beautiful sound. And what happens is our ear starts telling us things like, oh, that sounds bad. And we start to make adjustments. So just be open for those adjustments to happen within your body. And we're going to practice with a click because we're always practicing with a click. And we're going to start, though, and here's where I'm going to get you. Here's where you're not going to like me. We're going to start in the key of D flat. So one of the cool things about practicing like this is that if we start in the harder keys, we hit them first. And then by the time we roll around to C and F and B flat and E flat, keys that as pianists we want to play in, it's so easy and ingrained that it should be just a walk in the park. So we're going to start here in the key of D flat. Take just a second with me. Work it out rubato. Check out the sheet music. I mean, once we get going here, I encourage you to use your ear to see if you can find it by just transposing. Without using the music, I have the music for every key because I love you all and I want you to succeed. But if you really want to get this, you have to use your ear and try to transpose without staring at the sheet music. So let's just take a minute, get this D flat. I'm seeing your chat questions. So if anybody has a question along the way, I'll kind of take some pauses and answer some questions. All right, I think I have it. Everybody getting it? Oh, I love D flat gospel key. You know what I'm saying? I think D flat is one of the more pretty keys there is. D flat and B, to me, are just gorgeous. Why does the flat 13 in the one major chord work? Oh, you're talking about... Yeah, it's more of a sharp 5. And here, it just acts as what we call like a rocking tone, right? So we're kind of on this D flat major 6, right? If we have D flat, B flat, F, A flat, D, right? And then that's on the and of the first beat of the second bar. And then we just rock chromatically. That's the thing. With any melodic content, you can go down a half step and back up at any time, and it sounds awesome. That's a little secret pro tip. That's not any part of this, but that's in this lick. That's why it sounds good, is because we're rocking back and forth in a half step. So it's not really like a flat 13 or a sharp 5 or anything like that. It's really just a little chromatic, little chromatic rock back and forth. All right, let's get our click going. Let's start soft. Let's start slow. Oh, someone's trying to put some of these voicings on guitar. Yeah, you're gonna have a nightmare trying to do that. This is a piano practice for the most part. If you can do this on guitar, man, you got it. Peter's watching from Ghana. Love this. Yeah, man. All right, let's try it. We're gonna try this D flat. Let's just start and see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and nice and easy. Doesn't have to be perfect at first. We're just feeling our way through this, trying to get everything in our fingers. Stay nice and relaxed. Sit up straight. Put your feet flat on the floor, unless you actually did tie it to the piano bench. Keep going. No sustain pedal. None. Try to connect all these notes as best you can. You're going to notice some things start to happen. Your fingers are going to hang around the keys longer, and your arms are going to put your hands just where they should go. Don't try to talk and do this at the same time. 4 more times. 3. 2. Last time. On it. So there it is. There's our first key, and we're going to hit all 12 in this practice session. How's everybody feeling? Is this your text? Are these exercises commercially available? No, Kevin. This is my buddy Kevin Cole. No, they are not commercially available except for on openstudiojazz.com. So enjoy that. And let's move on to our next key. Yeah, these, Kevin, I did these this morning on my daily guided practice session, which if you're an All Access Pass member or a Piano Access Pass member, that's available for you. So this is G flat. So everybody check this out. We're going to take this down, actually. And remember, try to use your ear at first. There it is. Yeah, that was all using my ear, trying not to look at the music. And I got it. You're going to notice some triads here with the right hand that could help you kind of unlock this and transposing it. Is everybody seeing the music okay? Everybody seeing the music on screen? Yeah, I don't have an overhead camera on my fingers yet, and I don't have a MIDI camera yet, so I'm using the notation, but I'm playing exactly here what's on screen. All right. Take a minute, get this in G flat, because we're going to start with the metronome again. Feels pretty good. Everybody getting this? Yeah, that feels great. Let's give it a go. I'm going to do this a bunch of times. Let's take a big deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth before we start. Put your ears up to your shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We want to get real tense and then just release that tension. Our shoulders, our neck, our upper back, we carry so much tension when we play. That's like the first place that we send tension when we're struggling with something new. Just going to go over this real quick again. Got it. All right, let's try it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And stay relaxed. Just allow your brain to get as connected as a sound as possible. Think about connecting all these notes without using a sustain pedal. I mean, it already works. It's already better. Try to make each note as even as the last, both in volume and duration. You want to be locked in right with that click. We don't want to have any notes sticking out more than the next. Control is the key. Four more. Let's do 4 more. 3. 2. 1. You can kind of hear a little 90s acid jazz beat with this. All right, so we've hit the keys of D flat and G flat straight away. That could be it, but we're going to keep going because we're here to work. We got nothing else to do. Let's keep going through these. This is the advantage, though. If you start in the key of D flat, if you start maybe A flat or G flat, if you start in these keys that are like kind of exactly on the opposite side of the planet from where you would normally start C, F, or whatever, you are going to find that you have crazy amounts of like ease with these keys. After just a few weeks of practicing like this, try when you practice in the next week to start everything in D flat and move it through the keys. You're going to find that you're like, oh, I really know D flat so much better. Do you have any finger recommendations for the left hand? Finger recommendations for the left hand. So try to keep your thumb off the black keys if possible. Other than that, like you could do it here on this B, but I'm going to use my thumb. Other than that, just do what's natural. Like I'm mostly doing for the left hand, the pinky is playing that low note, and then the thumb, like 1, 2, 3, is covering everything else. Yeah. It's probably going to be like that for most keys. Let's take a minute and get it here in the key of B. There it is. So again, I was trying to do that all by ear instead, and maybe just a little bit of thinking about where I was. And it was a lot easier. And I have it now after one, rather than just reading it and trying to memorize it. So just take a minute, let's get it rubato, and then we'll put it in time. We'll keep going. This is a tricky key. There's no doubt about it. B on stuff like this, because there's so many black keys, is rough. So let's try to get after it. All right. Again, let's put it in time. Let's put it to work. Big deep breath. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's hard to get that legato sound. Let your brain do the work. Just think that I want these connected. Try to get a connected sound. And I messed that up. Let your subconscious do the rest. That leap is rough. Relax your shoulders right now. B always makes people want to tense up their shoulders. Feel your shoulders kind of melt to the floor. Let's do 4 more of these. Nice. Let me check the comments here. Adam's greeting from Argentina. Nice sounding. Can you explain why you chose those passing notes? Because I thought they sounded good. Thanks very much. Is there a difference between a flat 5 and a sharp 11? Yeah, but we're not going to get into it today. This is about practicing. And we're not going to go crazy deep on the theory. We just want, right now, to get this lick in all 12 keys in our hands as efficiently as possible. Let's go down here for the key of E. Take a minute. See if you can hear it first before you look at the music. There. Got it. Just play it rubato, work it out, get good fingering. Although the fingering for this particular lick is pretty, there's only so much you can do really comfortably. A couple more times here. Just getting it in before we go into time. It sounds really good in E actually, doesn't it? That's a great key for this lick. All right, for those of you who just got here, get your pianos out, get your keyboards out. We are practicing this Drop-2 251 lick today. We've already been through some hard keys. We're just seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here into some easier keys. This is not one of them. E is a challenging key, but it's a beautiful key. And I think this particular lick lays really well where it is here on the keyboard. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And sustain pedal at all. Just unplug it, tie your foot down some that legato touch. And then dynamically, make sure that no notes are what we call wolfing out. We just want to keep everything at the same volume. We want to be able to have this control. If something pops out, it's because we want it to pop out. It's because we want to have that intention. So we have to work on the control first. 4 more times. 3. 2. Someone put a beat to this, please. Last time. Nice. All right. Moving on. So we've done D flat, G flat, B, E. I mean, now it's getting to be pretty much gravy. Am I right or am I right? I think I'm right. A can be a difficult key to get as comfortable as something like F or B flat, but it's certainly not as challenging as D flat and G flat and B. And we're definitely into more of the white key territory with a couple of black keys, which is always the piano's dream. So let's try it. Let's try just getting in our hands. Oh, that's nice. A is a beautiful key too, by the way. Oh, how would you do that? There it is. Yep. Just working it out. There it is. That's cool. Little A sharp minor triad. All right, a couple more times. I think I got it. Maybe one more time. All right, let's put it in time. Take a big deep breath. Back straight. Make sure our spine is like a nice straight column so that we're not super hunched over. Shoulders back, shoulders loose, neck loose. Give yourself a little neck roll if you want. Shake out your hands if you want. Let's try this in time. The key of A. 2, 3, and 4. And come on, man. Nice and even. No sustain pedal. Get a nice legato feel as much as you can, especially on that big break between A and F sharp. Nice. That felt good. Two more. Last one. Stay relaxed. All right. Something that helps, I think, when we're kind of mixing between white keys and black keys and we're trying to get that legato feel without having a sustain pedal is you can hear me kind of cheating, holding some notes, like I'm letting that bottom note kind of go a little early so I can make that transition, right? I think especially as we get to faster tempos, we can cheat a little more. If we're holding something over, right? If we're holding 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 notes over out of 6, or 2 notes out of 6, 3 notes out of 6, that can kind of seem like we're holding the whole chord. We want to try to get as much as possible, but you're totally going to cheat, especially as tempos arise, and you're not going to really notice. What you need to have is the faith that you can get there. You need to just go for it and tell yourself, I can make that leap. It's not an issue. And it'll happen. All right. Here we go. Key of D, everybody. Just take a minute. We're going to go low here. Right? Just take a minute and get it together. That's so nice. Ooh, that's so nice. I really like this Try to use your ears. I have that notation there, but see if you can use your ears as much as possible. It's a little muddy with this road sound, but it still sounds really cool. All right. Again, some people are just kind of joining on, getting some more people. Just get your pianos out. Make sure you can hear yourself and this video, and we're practicing these. We've gone through lots of keys: D flat, G flat, B, E, and A. Now we're doing D. So practice with us. Greetings from Argentina. PDF. Amelia, you can email me at adam@openstudionetwork.com. I'll send you a PDF. And I'll probably have something like this on a course later, but for now, just send me an email. This is the 251. Okay. Let's just keep going. We're going to do it in D. Yeah. Just make sure I got it. Just make sure I got it. I got it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Come on. That B7 chord is so great. Four more times. Last time. We gotta do it again. 3, 4. I can't end like that. It's not gonna happen. Much better. Even better. Alright, I'm just gonna check here just to see. See if I can enjoy this. I'm just going to answer some questions. If anybody has any questions here, just put it in the chat. So now we're getting to the point of this practice session. We are about, let's see here, we're about 20 minutes in, 25 minutes in. So now sort of brain fatigue is going to become a thing. Before we were in the key of D flat, we were in the key of G flat. You know, we were thinking really hard. Now we're getting into the key of G is next, which is not hard, but our brains are starting to hurt a little bit if you're anything like me. And we got to be sort of sharp. So I'm just going to take just a minute. I'm going to read through some comments. I'm going to rest my brains. Oh, this is a great question. Dean asks, hey, Adam, what's the vamp you always play? You played during the reharm video, but you said something about High Ridge. But so that's, that's what. So I'm from a little town in Missouri called High Ridge. So I like to reference High Ridge a lot. But it's a little something, I forget how it started, but let's say we're in the key of F here. This is just a sidetrack for just a second. And we're about to end, right? So. I think you're referring that. So this is a little vamp that I do at the end of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas that Peter Martin plays on with my band, the 442s, at our annual holiday spectacular in U City. And Peter likes to then, I think he likes it, but he likes to bring it up at the end of every tune we ever play together. He's like, oh, the High Ridge. So it's just become a thing. And we just like to, you know how friends do where you just drill something into the ground until it's dead, and then you drill it some more. So that's that. Oh, and the chord changes for that. If we're in the key of F, like we're ending, E flat sus, this little vamp, F7 sus, B flat minor 9, C minor 9. all that is, and it just vamps over and over and over and over again. Just 2 sus chords, a whole ton apart. Yeah, something like that. And then down to that minor. Don't understand Drop-2. I've got some videos on it. Barry Harris, there's tons of videos that are great. I would start there. It's voicing exercises. Adam, if you have some spare time, some advice in 2-5-1s with tense, voicings, exercises, you're in luck. That's exactly what we're doing right now. Let's keep going. Key of G. Let's take a little minute. Figure this one out. Now we're rolling. I gave my brain a little rest there. I feel a lot better. And this is good. We're getting into some easy keys now. It's good. Let's take a couple more times. No, seriously though, Herman, this is some tenths and Drop-2 exercises we're doing over 2-5-1 right now. So get out your piano and practice with us. Figure this little lick out here in G right now. That's it. Let's put it in time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... Again, nice and relaxed. Loosen your wrists right now. Feel them just kind of loosen up. No tension. Loosen your shoulders as you do this. Just feel them fall to the floor. No sustain pedal. Keep everything connected. Stay nice and relaxed. Try not to think too much too, as I'm barking these orders at you. 4 more times. Last time. Nice and easy. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Now we're going to, now it's just getting silly easy. Now we're going to the key of C. How easy is that? There it is. Let's get right into it. Just take a second. Let's see. That's it. Play a little bit rubato. Get all the shapes. It should be getting just a little easier to hear it and to find it in your hands as we've been going here. A couple more times. And we'll take a click to it. Nice. All right. Let's practice. Practice with me. Get to your piano, get to your keyboard, take a big deep breath. Get loose. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we are rolling. Let's move this right along to the pianist's, almost every pianist's favorite key, the key of F. Take just a second. We're going to go down here. This is a good range too. Why does F? Oh, you know what? That C has a wrong note. That should be a D flat, not a D sharp. Just noticing that. That's weird. things happen. So try to get it by ear. Listen to me. That should be a flat 9, not a sharp 9. A couple more times with this. One more time. Just rubato. Just figure it out. Get it together. Check it out. Give yourself a nice roll around. Get comfortable. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make everything nice and even. Believe that you can get there without the sustain pedal. And don't use any sustain pedal on this exercise. Let your fingers come up with a legato sound all by themselves. Just tell them to play connected. And you'll be surprised what can happen. 2 more times. Last time. I'm feeling warm. I want to play. All right. We've all been practicing so much. I honestly can't wait for concerts to start happening again. Like, it's going to be a great day. I'm starting to sweat a little bit here. It's because I'm scared of the key of B flat? Possibly. Could be. Let's see what we got here. We got some people talking about Drop-2. Good. Oh, what's up? PM. Thought you were done practicing. Man, no rest. No rest for the greats. Let your fingers do the walking, totally. Yes, Boogie. Boogie Jensen. That's a great name. Boogie Jensen is an amazing name. All right. Let's keep going. Key of B flat. This is a fan favorite as well. Just take... Oh, no click yet. Just take a minute. Rubato. Again, so the 9th somehow... on the 4th beat. Somehow that 9th became sharp instead of flat, and I have no idea how that happened, but just note that. It actually should be a G flat, not a G sharp. There it is. Use your ear as much as possible. Because sometimes the chart's wrong. Perfect example here. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. It's B flat, right? B flat. It's not that hard. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Boogie. Flat 9. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Absolutely no sustain pedal. Nice and relaxed. 2 more times. It's B flat. We don't need to spend that much time on B flat. Last time. That's easy. Yeah, I mean, if you're like me, these keys, C, F, B flat, I'm sure E flat is going to be the same way. I just don't need to spend as much time on them because, 70% of the tunes we play are in those keys sometimes, depending on the kind of gig it is, but you have to spend time in D flat, G flat, B, E. What if you're playing with a singer? They need to have the freedom to play in those, to sing in those keys for their, to find the richest part of their voice. That's super important that we are able as pianists to just knock it out in any key and really shine. Just going to check some comments here. Yeah. Fingers do the walking. All right, just 2 more, everybody. Just 2 more. Key of E flat. We're going to go down. This is going to sound good. I haven't even played it. I already know. Yeah, that range. Let's take a minute to get this. Again, this should be fairly easy for most jazz pianists as we love E flat. work it out. Work it out on your own, rubato, and then we'll do it with a click. I'm going to leave this video up here so that you can come see it and practice with it. Oh, that's nice. One more time. Oh, yeah. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 2 more times. Last time. All right. So I don't know about you, but I'm already starting to notice by the end of this session, not using any pedal, really focusing on letting my fingers do the walking, as someone commented here hilariously, that they're just naturally, without even having to think about it, they're just going to the places I ask them to go while staying as long as they possibly can on the key that they're staying on without me, again, consciously trying to think about it. And that's what we do in the practice room. Now that could last for another day or two, and I come back and I lean on the pedal some more, but this is why we need to make this kind of stuff a regular part of a practice routine. And I'm so happy that you're joining me here today. We have one more key left. We have gone through 11 keys in about 40 minutes. Yeah, about 40 minutes. So glad everybody's here. My output's still clipping? Is that true? Is the output clipping on the electric piano on the stream? I mean, I'm almost done, so it doesn't matter at this point, but it is it's a shame if the electric piano is still clipping. Anyway, thanks everybody for the comments. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to be doing more of these live streams, always trying to get everything as good as possible and present you with some stuff to work on and some good ideas to add to your jazz piano repertoire. Let's do this last key. We could have started with this key, honestly. It's not the easiest. It's also not the hardest. A flat. I love A flat. A real challenge, try some rhythm changes in A flat. It's rough. Until it's not. Static sound when I play chords. What the what? That's lame. One more time. Let's hit it. All right, with a click. 2, 3, and 4, and. Stay nice and loose. Stay as connected as possible. Let those leaps happen. Stay locked to that click. 2 more times. Last time. All right. Thank you so much for the work you're putting in today. You know, I think that these guided practice sessions and the interaction that we can have here as we're just working on stuff together is great. Give me some ideas. If you have ideas of things you want to practice, I'm happy to put together some programs we can do together. And it's a real gift this time we have to work on our art. And just think of every ounce of energy, every minute you put into this is just making your world a little bit better of a place, the world around you a little bit more of a beautiful place. So it's really important that we're working right now to do what we're doing. And so I thank you for working with me today. And yeah, I'm going to do probably one of these a week, probably on Wednesday. I'm going to try to fix this audio issue with the peaking clipping, if I can. But hopefully this was useful to you. And until next time, happy practicing.